This chocolate espresso torte is as easy as blend, freeze, and devour. And it'll make you look like a gourmet pastry chef in less than 15 minutes. So what I've done is I have made the crust just with a simple blend of 1 cup of raw almonds, 1 cup of pitted dates, and 1/4 cup of raw cacao. You could also use unsweetened cocoa powder. I just pulsed that in my KitchenAid food processor for about a minute until it formed into a ball, and then I pressed it into a greased 9-inch springform pan. So now we're gonna make our filling. So the secret ingredient is liquid coconut oil. So the great thing about coconut oil is it gets liquid when it's at room temperature or higher, and it gets solid when you freeze it. So it's gonna help to pull our cake together and give it this really beautiful consistency. Then I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of coconut milk. So that's gonna help to really give it this really beautiful, rich creaminess. Sweetening it with 2/3 cup of pure maple syrup. So not maple flavored syrup, use the pure kind. It's gonna really give it this kind of sort of almost smoky flavor, which is really delicious. So I made 1/3 cup of espresso in a coffee machine, but you could use really strong coffee if you wanted to. The chocolate element, 1/2 cup of raw cacao powder. Again, you could use unsweetened cocoa powder if that's what you have. Now this is our star, 3 cups of raw cashews. So I soaked these for about 2 hours in some filtered water, but you could do it the cheats way if you don't have time. Just boil some water in a kettle and then pour the boiled water over the cashews for 10 minutes and then rinse them. I'm gonna put in just a splash, about a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. It's just gonna help to lift the flavors, which is really fantastic. So I'm gonna secure the lid, and this is where the tamper with the flex edge spatula comes in so handy. It's gonna help me to pull the ingredients through, scrape down the powders from the sides of the container while the machine is running. That is perfect. I'm gonna pour it into the crust, and I'm gonna use the flex edge spatula in the tamper. So I'm just gonna give this a bit of a jiggle to make it level. Now what you could do if you wanna be really fancy, just take like a little butter knife and just do a big swirl, and that'll just make it look really pretty on top. I'm gonna cover this with foil, and I'm gonna pop it in my freezer for 6 to 8 hours. Oh, that looks delicious. So I just defrosted the torte and pulled it out of the freezer into the fridge for about an hour, gently released it from the springform tin, and then you can slice it however you like. This is about the right slice for me. So you can just serve this with shaved chocolate, some yogurt, some ice cream, and you don't have to eat the whole cake. It freezes really well. So any portions you don't want to have, just pop it back into the freezer. It'll keep for about a month. This is creamy, rich, and delicious, and dairy devotees will never know the difference. I want to see the divine desserts that you're making. So share with me using #TheBlendedLife, and you can find more easy, delicious recipes like this at blendwithkitchenaid.com.